Hello, my name is Kate Marshall. The name of my channel is called Inked Paper Art, and today is day 64 of 365 days of junk journal ideas. I do a short 15-minute video every day teaching you guys a different piece of ephemera to make for junk journals or pockets or tags or whatever, decorating, how to make a junk journal, everything related to junk journals. So today, day 64, we are going to make they're little folios that go inside of a pocket in a journal, and I'm going to make mine out of antique ledger page. You could use a digital of antique ledger pages, which is listed in my Etsy shop if you're looking for a digital of just antique ledger pages. All of mine are French, and so that's what I'm going to use today. I'm hoping that we can get in some decorating. So I have a couple little offcuts. This is actually just half of a page of a ledger. This is a little offcut, and we're looking for a ledger that is sturdy, to be folded in half. This one, it's got a crumbly top up here because it's been shoved in a bin, but I'm going to start out with this one today and we're going to see how far we get. So this is a gigantic ledger page. I'm going to start with this one here, and then from there I'm going to trim my ledger page down to size. And so the first thing I'm going to do is trim off this rough top up here at the top and just kind of give that a clean edge. And so if you're using a digital, yours will probably be printed on the 8.5 by 11 size sheet of paper. So you won't need to trim yours, except for, cutting it to size. I just trimmed off this crumbly edge. And so from there, I'm going to cut it to where it is approximately, and none of this has to be an exact size, so keep that in mind. I'm going to cut mine to where it's about 9 inches. 9 inches, which gives me actually 2 sheets, which are just about even. So that worked out pretty good. And then from there, from the 9-inch side, I'm going to fold this in half. And so I just want it to be able to fit into a pocket. We could actually maybe make it a folio like this. So right now I have about an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. It's actually 9 by just over 11 and a quarter, but it doesn't matter. 8.5 by 11 will work just fine. So let's continue with this and see if we need to do any trimming. I just decided to make a little flip on this side, so we're good with that. Okay, so from there, the first thing I'm going to do is fold up this bottom, and I'm going to fold it up about 2 inches to give myself a pocket right there. Okay, and then from there, I'm going to fold this in to where it is about, I'm going to say 4 inches. So I folded up the bottom part of my sheet of paper. So if you're using just a digital, it's 8.5 by 11. Fold your bottom section up long ways, 2 inches. Fold this side over 4 inches. And then from there, we're going to fold this side back over just however much you have left. And just fold that over there, just so that everything folds nice and clean. That looks good. We're good there. Okay, so this is going to be our little folio. So we're going to now start decorating and filling it in with little pieces of ephemera. We do need to do some reinforcing. I think because this is super old ledger page, it is a little dry. I'm going to reinforce my folds. You can do this a variety of ways. You could use like coffee dyed paper strips and reinforce down here. You could use washi tape, which is what I'm going to use today. And so I'm just going to reinforce all of my fold lines now. I do have some fabric, and I was thinking about using some fabric on this one as well. So if you have some fabric strips, these are just offcuts of fabric that I just coffee dye. You can use any type of fabric if you want. I think a thinner fabric works better for reinforcing. So there's one of that one. And then from there we might use something different on the other side. Let's see. Maybe we could get 2 out of this one if I do it in half. I think we can. So a thin fabric works best for reinforcing. And so when you're reinforcing fabric with fabric, you're going to want to add glue stick to your fabric as well as your paper. And so I'm adding a generous amount, like it will eat up and use quite a bit of your glue stick. And that's what you need because it's going to hold fabric down. Normally you could use a Fabri-Tac, but for this, I don't want it to get super wet. The Fabri-Tac glue will be more moist. So there's that. And so from there, after glue sticking, you're just going to put it to where it's about halfway and then fold this piece over just like that. And now we have fabric reinforced edges. I'm going to pull mine to straighten out my lines because mine has stripes on it. I do like my stripes to be straight. So there's that. It's reinforced on the front and the back. And then I can trim off a little bit of this top edge and bottom edge here in just a second. But from there, now we're all reinforced in here. It's nice and tight and good. And we're going to reinforce this side here. Now for this side, I could use that fabric again, but I think that's a little bit maybe too much fabric. So let's talk about using a washi tape for this one. And for this side, I have this washi tape that's got some grid pattern. I've got this one that has like maybe newsprint. I think I'm going to use this guy. He is maybe like book page or something. These washi tapes come from Amazon. If you're looking for any type of washi tape, they come from Amazon, the ones I'm using today. You guys know I am not a fan of those other sites. You guys, the Asian sites, I don't shop with those. I don't use them. And in fact, I try to stay away from buying it from Amazon anymore, but I do have these, so I am going to use them or attempt to use them today. So anyway, the other Asian sites, you guys know, they often have like stolen artwork and that kind of thing. And there's all kinds of issues to talk about with it, but I'm not going to get into it all. We're just going to skip on by that. And so I'm going to line up my washi tape about halfway and just fold it over. And you saw that I did add glue stick to it before I put it on my paper. So now I've got some washi on that side to reinforce. I folded it over there just by accident to fix that. There we go. And again, same thing. I will trim off the excess. But now we're reinforced there, and we reinforced there with fabric. I love it. It's super cute. Okay, so now we need to reinforce this bottom part down here. And truthfully, we probably should have done that first. I'm going to peel up both of these so that I can do reinforcing on this bottom flap. Now, if you use regular brand new paper, you probably don't need to do much reinforcing. I just am using the antique ledger because I have it. So that's what I'm going to use. And again, I'm going with washi tape on this one. And I just use the same as the other side. It'd be quicker than me having to select. I really want to get to the decorating today. And we're going to make these little folios. I'm going to make 3 of them. You'll see one, and then you'll see the other 2 when I put them in the journals. But I'm going to make these for the field note journals, the Botanical field note journals, which is my March physical junk journal kit. And so that's what journal these are going to go into. I might need to adjust this. I do, just ever so slightly. I just really want to get this one straight. There we go. Much better. And then we're going to fold this over the same way. I don't want this big chunk of glue in there. Maybe you guys can't see it because it's off camera, but there was a gigantic chunk of glue there. So I've reinforced mine everywhere, which just, you know, it's going to make it very strong and nice. So nothing will ever come apart from it. There we go. And there's that. So now it all folds up. I'll do some trimming of my reinforcing, and then we're good to decorate. I'm going to use the Botanical stickers that came with your junk journal kit. So if you don't have a junk journal kit yet, I mean, no one will at this point because they were just shipped, but soon y'all will have a junk journal kit if you ordered one. And then we're going to officially start making the journal on Friday next week. So not this Friday, but Friday next week. This Friday on the channel, we are going to be doing mini journals out of greeting cards, and it's a free junk journal class. I do them every Friday, and everyone is welcome to participate in there. You get to come, you get to, you know, make along with us, or you can just come and hang out and chat with everyone in chat. There's usually a large group of women who come to the Friday sessions, and we have a great time doing that. So this is what we've got so far. From here, we need to decide what we want to do with this. Do we just want to leave them as tucks? I'm going to thumb hole notch the center one just for a little bit of variety, and I'll leave the other 2 just as tucks. So I'm going to thumb hole notch this one here, and I'm going to give it a little deeper thumb hole than I normally would have done, just for variety again. And then I'm going to ink up this whole little section here all the way across. And the rest of the papers, you know, it's antique. This was a fresh, clean cut. So I'm not going to ink up the rest right this second, but I am going to ink this because we just cut this. And I just re-inked my ink pad and my little blending brush. So we get what we get on that. There we go. So there's that. Now we can start decorating the front of this. This is what I'm going to do at the front. I just didn't like how this and this was competing, so I folded this to the inside now. That's fine. Great. You could also make this and sew this into the signature of your journal as like a little folio that's sewn in, but I'm going to make mine more to go into a pocket. From here, I want to add book page. You could add handwriting. I'm going to add some antique book page, and we'll also probably use some music. Because it has handwriting on it, I'm not going to add the handwriting to this one, but book page would be great on here. I love this German book page. Let's use it. This German book was one of my favorite rag paper books to use. So we're going to have to position this just perfectly on here to not cover up little bits. So I'm just going to kind of decide, the paper is going to decide where it wants to go. So there's that. And I do like that little section there. And so from there, I'm just going to rough tear off that margin. And we're going to start by layering this in the background. We already have, you know, the ledger as the background, so we're all good there. I'm actually going to flip it and go to this side. That's great right there. So that's going to be there. And then I want to use this little flower sheet. Now this is an off print where it didn't run through the printer perfectly. And so we're just going to pick out a botanical. I really like either this red pink one. This is a gorgeous one. Let's use this one. This is gorgeous. So I'm just going to start by kind of rough cutting it out. This is washi, what is this? Rice paper. Rice paper that I have printed on. I have a new printer that prints beautifully. And so I have been printing some rice paper. I was going to print the flower sheet on rice paper for you guys, but because I have to fuss with the rice paper. It's so thin that it is a little fussy. So I did print your guys's flowers onto sticker paper so that you guys could just, you know, cut them out and then use them that way. But I just cut around this to remove as much of the rice paper. You know, you're not going to see the rice paper. It's actually going to act just like a napkin. So we're going to glue both of those right there, and then we'll probably put like a little label. Let me ink up this book page just because I would like to see the edge a little bit more. So there's that. And then we're going to decorate those pockets on the inside too, which means I need to get cooking. Okay, so I don't know which side I just inked. I need to do it this way. Sometimes I can't tell. All right, so Friday we're doing mini journals. The mini journals just make out of greeting card or cardstock. You can pull some supplies that you'd like to use for pages in the little mini journals, but we're just going to make them. They're great for sending as happy mail to people. They're great for giving as little gifts, which is what I'm going to do with mine. And you know, this is making somebody else's day happy. You could make them ahead of time and tuck them into like a purse just to keep, you know, it's like a little mini junk journal that you'll be able to keep in your purse. And have you ever tried to explain, like, I don't know how it is for you guys, but have you ever tried to explain to someone who is not familiar with junk journals what a junk journal is? Like, they totally do not get it. Most people are like, what? But having a little tiny junk journal in your purse is a great way to just like, oh, here's a little tiny example of what it is, you know? So that's kind of helpful to have to show people, especially if, you know, you make junk journals and you sell junk journals, that kind of thing. So my blue glue is going to dry clear, and so you will not see the blue underneath the flowers and stuff up here. We'll use a little label right there. Instead of spending an hour finding that, I'm going to move on to the inside. Now I will have ephemera tucked in all of these little pockets, or at least several of them. And let's go ahead and decorate down here. Now you can see the washi tape that I chose to use is beautiful. It just adds another little layer. So down here, we're just going to continue on decorating. And I have these little Tim Holtz labels, and they're more like sciencey. I think they came off of like little slides, little I don't know, microscope slides. Yes, microscope slides. So there's one of those we can use there. And then we need some kind of little botanical. And so for little tiny botanicals, I do have a pack of Tim Holtz here. Let's see what is in this one. This one is called Organic. So for quick decorating, let's see what is in here. You can see that this pack, I'm going to link it in the description box below the video. In the description box below the video, I will link my Etsy store. It's always linked in there. And it is also going to have the digital download that you guys can print out of the ledger page. It will be in there as well. So that little bird works. There's like a little egg. There's all kinds of cute things in this one. This butterfly is gorgeous. Maybe we could put him on the cover. But there's all kinds of organic layers, which is why it's called organic. There's this handle with care that might be cute. You got some little journal cards that we could like tuck in the pocket. So I think I'm going to link this pack as well in the description box. It's an Amazon link, and it will have this pack of ephemera and my Etsy store in there. Anything else that I decide to use will also be linked in there. These are super cute little cards. Not as many little labels in this one, which is what I was looking for, but some cute little decorating bits. So let's use these. Let's ink up this little bird. We're going to have to put some book page or something here. And so they do have a little white border around them. Do not let that freak you out. Just ink it. It's totally fine. And you know, it saves us having to fussy cut and print all this stuff out. And so that little pack is going to be great for this botanical journal that we're going to do. And so I also have like another little label. We're going to end up doing like a little cluster down here. So here's another little label. Just cluster some things up and put those on a pocket. And we're going to need something in the background. Let's do music. We don't have any music on this one yet. Let's do some little bit of music. It says, "Be a Friend Every Day." That is a great song title. Be a friend every day. And so we're going to use that. I hope that you guys consider me a friend. I certainly consider you guys my friends. It has been so fun going on this journey with you guys. And so we're going to put that there. I don't need all of it. I just need some of it. So I think we're going to do something like that. Okay, that's good. Ink that up quick. And then this journal, if you notice, the field note journal for March, I am going to be inking a little more than I normally would. It will be a little more on the grungy side for me. You guys know that I don't do a whole lot of grungy stuff, but for this one, you know, it's just more of a sciencey nature. The theme for mine is I'm gonna have like a whole story in my head. It's a female botanist, and she's going to be out in the field doing field studies. And so that's what I'm going to use as, you know, kind of the basis of where I'm going with my journal. And I'm making 3 of them again, just like I always do. And so they'll be available for sale when they're done. The French Blue Beauty journals from February are just about finished, and those ones are available. I don't want to cover up the friend, but we'll have to get him on there. There he goes. Doesn't really have anything to sit on, but it's okay. And so let's figure out how we want to layer up these rest of these labels. Oops. Well, we don't want to glue it there. And so I'm going to put that right there. And I just use that mostly for color. And then this little label is going to go across the bottom. And so I put the music in the background, but you can also still see that ledger back there. And so we've got several little layers. And I think the Tim Holtz ephemera pack will be perfect for this project. I hope that you guys like it. I'll stick more things back there, but I just put that back there so we could kind of see how it looks. Obviously, you know, I can decorate a little more. There was this beautiful flower here in the front. I don't know if it will fit, but it kind of does fit there. But we'll just continue to decorate this guy up and fill him. And then each one, I'll make 3 of these. They'll go in the pockets of a junk journal. So today was day 64. We made a ledger page folio for the pockets of our junk journal. Like I said before, you could also make this a little larger even and sew it into the signature of your journal. It doesn't have to just be a piece of ephemera, but I like the way it came out. It's got a lot of space to play with, you know, and if I inked around this would be beautiful on there. You could put like little label or something. You can see how it's gotta be cute. So anyway, that's what we made today. I will be back again tomorrow with another video. And this week we are going to be making mamagami. At some point this week, in the next 7 days, we will make mamagami paper for a project. We will be making, I have a belly band that has a bunch of different fold outs that goes on the belly band. So some fun ephemera pieces coming. I hope that you guys enjoyed this project and have a great day. Bye guys.